Good morning, everybody. This is Verna from stampinnotes.com. I am hopping on here this morning to share a Facebook Live that I missed, sharing Wednesday. And I want to show you how to make a book card. And I'm using this week's featured stamp set, the Gorgeous Leaf stamp set. I love this. I love the images that the leaves stamp with it. And it also has a set of matching dies and just getting my computer going. And I'll show you that also. I've die cut some leaves. So this book card here, I've used traditional colors, and I saw this. Some of you may know Jan B or watch her on YouTube, and she did this card this past week. Isn't it? It's really cool because, and I did use a Gorgeous Leaves stamp set with this. It has a little latch, and then you open it, and then it has places inside you could put pictures or, you know, mementos or keepsakes. This is for a birthday. It says it's your day, and then it closes back up. And, oh, I skipped a page. So this is one of the die cuts from the Gorgeous Leaves stamp set, as well as these are. This sentiment, can't remember, I'm sorry, I think it's the mini messages. And then this was from the Happy Birthday stamp set. There are no sentiments with this stamp set, but beautiful images. So let's get started. You're going to need a piece of cardstock that is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And again, I'm using non-traditional leaf colors. So I'm going to use, well, I'll show you just a minute. But we're going to start with basic black, and I'm just going to give that a good burnish with my bone folder, like this. Okay, and then for the front of this card, you need, in the front and the back, you need 2 pieces of DSP, and they are 4 by 5 1/4. And I am using the hand-penned, let me make sure I get this right, hand-penned, or Beautifully Penned DSP, and this is a free product from Sal-A-Bration, and you can color it if you want to. Or you can leave it the gray, black colors. I did a card last night where I colored in, this is the card, and I colored in these little leaves. I started with Daffodil Delight, Pale Papaya, Coastal Cabana, and this was Granny Apple Green here. So you can, but I'm going to leave it today. So I'm going to go ahead and get this on the front and back. And this is going to be the cover of our little book card. Here on the farm today, it's very sunny and beautiful. We hope it stays that way so we don't have any more flooding. And then you're going to center that. I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to do the back. And I'm trying to remember what Jan B used. I think she used the peach set, and the one with the big cat in it, the DSP. I don't have that one. And this is going to go on the back. Just like this. Now before I decorate the front, I'm going to do the inside, the mechanism that makes the book binding to make our pages. So this is more of that paper that I have colored in, and this is 5 1/4 by 11. It's scored at 4 3/4, and 5 1/2, and then turn 180 degrees and score 4 4 3/4. So, and I will put the measurements in the description below and also on my YouTube channel. This will be uploaded to YouTube and they will be in the description there. And a link so that you can purchase the supplies to make this. So if you buy the Gorgeous Leaves bundle, I have to look and see how much that is. It's in the August mini catalog. And then some other supplies that you would need to make this, then you would be all set to get the paper free. So we're scoring at 4, and you don't want to push very hard because we're using DSP. Score lightly. 4, 4 1/4. Oops, not 4 1/4, 4 3/4. I'm still going to use this. 4 3/4, which is right there. 4 3/4, and we're going to go to 5 1/2. We're going to take it and turn it 180 degrees, and we're going to come back and score this at 4 and 4 1/4. Okay, so I thought this was, I used the Stampin' blends on these flowers, and I thought this was kind of a cool look from the alcohol markers bleeding through. I thought, well, that would be kind of neat for different paper. But anyways, so let's find our center here. We're going to fold that like that. And then we're going to make some little mountains to hold our pages. So we want this right here. Whoops. And then there's one right here. It's hard to see it. Plus I didn't score very hard. All right, there it is. I'm just gonna get it folded so I know where it is, and then I can go back and fix it the way it should be. We've got that one, and we need, let me see here. Here we go. Sorry, I can't see that very good. And then I'm gonna, this I've got to redo. So it should be at 4. It just needs to be done a little, scored again. 4 and 4 3/4. There we go. So we're going to have a mountain here and a valley here. All right, so this is what we want. We want these two things that are going to hold our pages right here, like that. And I'm going to go ahead and really press them down both ways. Okay, I'm going to bring in my basic black cardstock, and so whichever side you want for the right side to show inside your card, you're going to want the center to go down and be a valley fold in the center of it. Okay, I'm going to bring in my liquid glue. And the first thing I'm going to do is just go around the edge of the back of this. And I'm just going over to there. And I'm going to bring it in and I'm going to center it. Here's my score line right there. I'm going to center it on that. Okay. And wipe glue off my fingers. Okay, so it's going to be a little book like this, and then I'm going to take this and do the same thing. Okay, and what I want to do now is center this on the back panel. So I'm going to pull this over with my fingers. I'm just going to take this part and center it like that. Okay, so what you want to do now, and Jan said this too, you want to make this flat, and you will feel there's a little bit of bulk under there. Okay, you want to just take that, you want to make sure it'll close this way. Make sure it'll close that way. Whoops, I shouldn't have pulled that so soon. That came off there. We'll slide it back over here to dry. Okay, so we'll leave that a few minutes and we're gonna decorate our front here, or what I'm gonna put on the front. And I'm going to bring in some labels that I die cut with the scallop contour dies, and I want my front panel to look like this. And I am going to do my stamping on this one right here. So I've got, my sentiment is from the Shaded Summer, and I'm using Happy Birthday. And I'm going to ink that up in basic gray, because the gray will go nice with the DSP in this card. And I'm going to put it about in the center. Whoops, sorry, I moved the phone. All right, there's a good happy birthday. And now I'm going to bring in a stamp from, a background stamp from the Gorgeous Leaves set that has a little bit of, I'm going to use this one right here. Whoops. We lost a set. So I've got that already mounted on a block. And what did I do with it? Here it is. All right, and I'm going to use Pale Papaya for the background. I'm bringing in a piece of scrap paper to stamp off. I'm just going to stamp off because I want it very light. Just kind of like that. That was a little dark probably, but it'll be okay. Maybe I'll put another one kind of dark up there to balance that out. All right, so we've done that. Now I'm going to bring in, let's do the fresh Freesia. And let's do a couple leaves on here. I love the leaf images in this set. All right, so I'm going to stamp off like that because I want it very light. And let's go this way. See, it has kind of a little bit of splatter around it. I think that's really cool. And let's change the color to Pale Papaya. We'll do a little bit of Pale Papaya. Oh, I think I want it a little darker than that. And how about a polished pink? So I'm using in colors with the gray. And this, you know what this reminds me of? You remember the Necco candies from when I was a child? They were kind of these colors with gray. There was a licorice one in there. That's what it reminds me of. And we'll bring in a little bit of pink. Maybe right there. And one more. How about a little gray? This one I'm going to really stamp off because we don't want it very dark. Maybe right here. Okay, so don't these colors go good together? I think they're really pretty. All right. And I'm going to mount this on, whoops, I want the purple one. The purple base. And this is going to go on the front, and I'm going to add some ribbon. I was going to use the new gingham. I love this, which would be cute with it. But I'm thinking I will use, this is a sparkly white from the new catalog. It's a glittered organdy ribbon. So I think that's what I'll use on it. And I will pop this up with dimensionals on here first. I know I had dimensionals. Oh, here they are. Sal-A-Bration is going on right now. So for every $50 in product you order from current catalogs, you can get a free product from the Sal-A-Bration catalog. And this is the little Sal-A-Bration catalog, but there's some beautiful products in here. Stamp sets, paper. I love the sheep. So keep that in mind. Lots of goodies there. And if you should consider getting the starter kit right now, because you get $125 worth of product for $99, whatever you want. And then on top of that, right now during Sal-A-Bration, they're letting you pick a free bundle. One of the sets is up to $60, and that is just awesome. Plus you get a free paper pumpkin and free shipping. And you should, if you've thought about it, you should just try it and see if you like it. You don't have to stay in Stampin' Up. You can, but if you're a hobby demonstrator, we love hobby demonstrators, or if you want to do the business. I wasn't going to do the business. I was just going to be a hobby demonstrator, but I love it so much, and I really love sharing it with people and enjoy the time with people doing it. So, and I would love to have you on my team. We have a team time where we do cards, and we have a great time. And then you have a lot of other benefits too, like the discount. The discount, friends, you get to see Stampin' Up! Products before the real world does. And I gotta grab my scissors, be right back. Okay, I'm gonna cut this long so I don't have to worry about it being long enough. I hope that's long enough. Isn't this pretty? It just has, it has a little bit of pink glitter in it. Silver. Let's see, let's go this way. Pull it up and down, make a loop, go around. Well, hey, Rosalie. I didn't know you were on there. I haven't been paying attention, I'm sorry. But it's nice to see you. Yes, Necco. Necco candy. Those were the days, you know, you went to the old Elmhurst in Hornell and you'd get ice cream bar for a nickel. And I needed glue dot on there to anchor that down. Jumped on later, yep. Okay, I usually use my take a pick tool, but I don't have that over here right now. All right, so this is done, other than I'm gonna add some like gems to it. And this is gonna go on the front here, like this. And I think I'll just add some glue to put that on there. Okay. So I'm going to center this on the front like that. I'm going to turn this so we can read the happy birthday. So that's the front. Now let's put some pages in. So I'm going to open this back up. I'm going to kind of bend this down that way and this way. I'm going to kind of bend this way, like that. All right, so our first page, you're going to need to do the pages. Thanks, Rosalie. These are 3 7/8 by 5 1/8, and you're going to need 2 of those. I'm trying, I got to look at my other book here. See how this is laid in here. Okay, so this goes on the front of that one. This goes on the front of that one. Okay. So we're gonna come in with a little bit of glue just on this edge here. And put it in the card. And of course my glue is plugged. Don't you hate it when that happens? I gotta grab a pin. I don't know, does anybody have a secret to keeping this from plugging? And it happens to me quite a bit. If you do, please share it. I'm gonna just go to using my tape after I get this unplugged. Yep, I'm grabbing a pin. Sometimes I end up taking the nozzle off and cleaning it, washing it. Now that's too much. All right, whoops, that I did not want to do. So you're gonna put it almost to the edge, but not quite. And center it from the top. The top should be the same distance. It should be the same distance from the top as it is from the bottom. Okay. And then we're gonna come in with DSP. And the DSP is 4 by got 3 7/8 by 5 1/8 on it, but I'm not sure that, I think that was the old one. All right, I'll look. I'll put it back down there in the description. Okay, we'll put our DSP on there. Yeah, this would be cute to add a picture, add poetry or a scripture or a saying. Be cute for someone that's not feeling well. Send them a little inspiration and encouragement. All right, so that's on there. And then we're gonna lay this one, the same thing. We're gonna go along the edge here with the adhesive. And I'm gonna put a good amount on there to hold that good. And you want to go almost to the edge, like that, or the center. Okay. And you just want to take and push it down, press it down, and bend it a little bit so the pages move easily. All right, let's do a little decorating on this. So I've die cut some smaller leaves, and I'm gonna go ahead and put them, well, actually, I think I will do a sentiment first on here and then do that. So let's do It's Your Day and Joy. And again, I'm using the gray. And this is from the contoured, or the scalloped, Contour Scalloped Labels dies. And this stamp is from the Happy Birthday stamp set. And I'm gonna just, I'm not gonna pop this one up because this card will be bulky as it is, so we're not gonna make it more bulky by popping up the inside sentiments. I'm gonna bring it down here and center that. Looks about right. How about some little pretty leaves? See if I can get my glue to work to dab these leaves on, and I'm just doing tiny little dots of leaves, or dots of glue on there. And we'll do a pink. This is polished pink, fresh Freesia, Pale Papaya, and gray are the colors I'm using. It's your day. And then for the back side, we need to cut some smaller pieces to put on there. I've got to look and see what I wrote down. So this should be, I don't think I did write it down. Okay, I'm gonna measure this quick, and I've got my cutter right here. So this is gonna be, we want it 3 by 5. 3 by 5. 3 by 5. We'll do 5 this way. That is 5 and 3 this way. And this paper's pretty. You could color this in too. This is gonna go here. Actually, it would be really pretty colored in. So we're going to do a 3 by 5 here. And we need our, let me see what this is. This is 3 3/4 by 5, or what these larger pieces are. And I'm going to change it up and switch it to a different pattern. Center this on here. Actually, I might give this to my sister for her birthday. Her birthday is Sunday. Find some pictures. And then I'm going to change this one to the dark floral. I gotta measure that again. I can't remember what I said it was. Should have written it down. 3 by 5. 3 by 5. I should be able to remember that. 5 by 3. Yeah, do you like it? Have you used it yet? The paper, Rosalie? I wasn't, to be honest, I wasn't thrilled about it when I first saw it, but it's gaining on me. I think if you color it in, you can add a lot to it, or add a lot by doing that. And this goes here, like that. So I'm going to leave this blank for like a picture. And this one, I think I will actually, I'll probably put something here, this here, so I can sign it. And I'll put some little flowers here, or leaves, and then I could add a picture here. Yeah, I love to color. Love, love, love to color. And how about a pink one down here? And these are die cut with the Gorgeous Leaves dies. I'm gonna add a Pale Papaya over here. Add it going that way. And a lavender. Actually, fresh Freesia. Whoops. So if you ever get glue, like that's kind of sticky all over, take your embossing buddy and just, I'll take that and press it on it, and the powder from that will take that stickiness away. Okay, so we've got that. And I'm gonna Let's see what we've got so far. It's your day, enjoy it. I need to add some bling there. Maybe pictures here. And probably this one here. I'm gonna stamp a sentiment on it. And I'll stamp some leaves. So let's see, I'm gonna go with what did I do with that stick set? Oh, it found me. I'm gonna go with Love You. And it says friend, and I'm gonna block off the friend part because I just want Love You because it's going to my sister. So let's find Love You. Here it is, Love You friend. And I'm gonna grab my Scotch tape. I'm going to take that friend and I'm just going to cover it up. And there's a comma there because I don't want it to get inked up. So I'm covering this whole side. I'm going to mount it on my block, ink it up. Now this is what I sometimes forget to do, and that is to take the tape off. So you want to take that tape off there before you stamp. Hopefully your stamp doesn't come off. All right, I'm going to straighten that back up. All right, so it says Love You. And I'm going to stamp it up at the top of this piece right here. And I hope this is centered. Not bad, I'm gonna go with it. Somehow I've got something there. And I'm gonna bring in my leaf image again. I'm gonna bring in a smaller leaf this time. Let's go with the little birch leaf. And I'm going to do the same colors I did before. I'm looking for my stamping off paper. Here it is. Would help if I didn't cover that up. Okay, so I'm going to use a gray here to cover that. I'm going to stamp off. And let's see. We'll just go like that. That doesn't completely cover it, but it helps. And then I'm going to do a little bit of fresh Freesia. And some Pale Papaya. It's a little too pale. Let's turn this way. And a pink. We need a pink leaf on there, a polished pink. Put it right up there. Another one down there. Okay, Love You. Then if you wanted to, you could put another piece of cardstock stamped if you wanted to write more. Love You is going to go right here. And I am really going to put the old tape on that. Actually, nope, I think I want it here. Centered there. It's a little crooked. I'm going to move that over. Hopefully without ripping the paper. Okay, so let's do the latch for our book card. And I forgot, when you do the latch, when you put this front label on, you want to leave, you don't want to put dimensionals near the edge. So I'm going to pull this up a little bit, and I'm going to take that dimensional out of there. You want to leave room for your latch to come into the card there. You don't want to be doing what I'm doing right now. Okay. I'm going to press that back down. So I have a piece of 1x4 cardstock. This is a basic black, and I've scored it at 2 and 2 1/8. And the end that I want to come around and latch, and you can see this, it should go in farther. And because I put those dimensionals there, mine isn't going to go in as far, so I'm going to cut that a little bit. All right, so I'm going to cut this edge a little bit. And probably about that much off of it. I'm bringing in my Take a Pick label punch. Or Lovely Labels Pick a Punch is what it is. And I'm going to put this in this way. But I'm going to turn it around so I can see, make sure I've got this centered, because I have trouble making sure that's centered, and that looks pretty good. I'm going to punch that. So this is going to be our little latch end right here. And that's going to sit there like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put glue on this end here. And you can cover, I think I put a leaf on the back of my other one. You could put a leaf on it, something decorative. All right, so we've got our little label. And the only thing that's left to do is, besides add pictures to it for my sister, is to add some gems. And I'm going to use the In Color Gems. Sorry, I didn't know if you could hear me. I'm going to use the In Color Gems. I think I'm going to use the Freesia on the, probably mainly on this one. And I'm using the Take a Pick tool to add them. So they're on the front. And so now I'm going to add a few here. I think I'll do a couple pink. This is a polished pink. Let's do one there. One here. Pictures can go here. And then love you. So I will probably, once I get the pictures in here, add some pictures there. And I could add a couple on the love you. I'll go with a polished pink. There. So our little book card is done, and I will have the directions for this, the measurements down in the description below this and below the YouTube video if you see it on YouTube. I know, I love those gems too, Rosalie. Hey, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Take care.